I'm trying to find like, hold on, adventure lo-fi. Maybe that's it.
Oh, share with the class.
Well, I did share one in the chat, but lo-fi for witches only. Well, okay, I guess that's not me.
Well, yeah.
I'm a witch.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Hold on.
Yes. Lo-fi adventure.
Alex is off doing hoodlum stuff in Tampa. He's literally out like yesterday he was at a mega ride for e-bikes, and he said there were,
nice.
yeah, he said there were like hundreds and hundreds of them out there. Like they were just taking over the roads. Like literally, it was just a takeover
With e-bikes? That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty legit. If you ask me.
Yeah. So much.
Stream manager. Okay. Google thingy. Got it. We are live, I think.
Live.
Audio looks good.
We're doing live.
Fuck it, we're doing live.
Fuck it. All right.
All right. We ready?
All right. I put a second playlist in the live messenger chat.
Boo. I found my own playlist.
Well, fine then.
All right.
I use my own playlist with blackjack and hookers.
Get what?
It just sounds of blackjack and hookers. That's kind of gross.
Hey, honey.
Yeah.
I can.
And then cards shuffling.
I can smell this playlist. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sound like chips.
All right.
The occasional like smoker stuff in the background.
Yeah. And wait, no, I gotta make it a pause because I can't. You know, like And welcome to another episode of a Talk of Opportunity.
Fucking damn it! We have a soundboard.
No, we're not using the soundboard.
I already said that like we're just gonna take away that one function. It's gonna be swapped out for Jose's voice. No.
That's not gonna show up on the recording.
Yeah, I'll put it. I'll post it. Don't worry about it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of a Talk of Opportunity. Today we are talking about the Rocs. Oh wait, I didn't do the intro. You know, I feel like we're like 90 episodes in, guys. That's insane to me. However, let me tell you what we do and what we talk about. Board games, tabletop, and books? Question mark?
You already fucked it. Let's
What
just
happened?
start.
What happened, Jose?
No, it's all good. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. I can't.
We're done.
I can't redo it.
What are you doing here?
Wait, no.
What are we doing?
No, wait, hold on. No.
I wish I had one of those
Guys.
clip mics so I could angrily take it off and remove the little battery pack from my
So
belt.
unprofessional.
We're friendly and casual. That's one of our hashtags.
What are we
okay?
casual about, Jose? What are we?
Everything.
there's
I'm
a
just-
Okay.
There's a difference between being casual and being unprofessional.
Jose, you still haven't told any of us why we're here.
Welcome to another episode of A Talk Opportunity. This
Okay.
is a podcast all about board games, tabletop, video games, books, and anything in between. Today, Heather is with us, which means we are talking about mythology and the real life and things about it, real things, and how they, yeah.
Okay, that's
See?
great. But
Boring.
once more, with enthusiasm. Act like you enjoy doing
No, we know why we're here.
I'm gonna put the little like the little action sound like
this. Speed marker.
Big Margaret, take 3. All right. Fuck, guys. Jesus Christ. It's like...
Hey everybody, welcome to Talk of Opportunity. Fuck! I even fucked up the title.
Welcome everybody to another episode of A Talk of Opportunity. Today.
It's called a clapper board, by the way. That little thing that they use.
Yeah, I should know that. I've used it before. I just do the clappy thingy.
Just a little.
Wow. Okay, this is already a really long intro. Today we are talking about the mythology of Monster Manual monsters and how they come to be in real life.
Yeah, this is a sweaty start.
Our resident expert.
Do you
in
want
all
do
things.
we want a full start over, or do we just
No, no. This is the
I think we should.
God damn it! Today we're talking about the Rock.
We can salvage this. This is really bad.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson is gonna be here today.
play the music?
Man, we really can't smell what the rock is cooking this time. So after that brutal assault by the orc warrior, the initiative now goes to you. Jose, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast. And we're back. All right. So
We were never here!
I'm not. We're not doing another intro. God damn it.
Yeah, I know we said we weren't gonna talk about drinks anymore, but I feel like we need to check what's in Jose's cup.
Yeah.
It's just Coke.
I bet it is.
All right. I'll do. Okay, just give me a second. I'll do another intro.
No.
Just for recording's sake. Whoever's watching live, the one person.
I love
you. Thank you.
I love you. Oh,
Okay.
do not watch how this sausage is made.
All right. I can't even remember how the intro goes anymore.
And welcome everybody to another episode of A Talk About Opportunity, a tabletop about
A podcast. See, even you messed it up.
a tabletop discussion. See,
Okay.
I saved.
No, you didn't save it.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
Welcome everybody to another episode of A Talk of Opportunity, a podcast about all things. God damn it, Andrew!
Sorry. All right.
You know what?
Keep going.
Why am I here?
We don't have to do another intro. Fuck it.
No, you know, it's okay. I'll just edit this part out. I'll leave the original. It's fine. We have like 20 listeners, so
Oh god. Okay.
the highest of quality for our fans. Anyways,
Number one over here.
yes.
Oh, god damn it.
Once again, we have Heather with us. Heather, thank you for being here and putting up with us. We are losing it. We're about to hit the 100 episode mark, so it's showing.
Okay, we have had some bad starts, but this takes the cake. Like, by
Do
far.
I need to try?
No, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
I mean, I might
Heather?
hit your cadence of like, and welcome to another episode of Talk About Opportunity.
It's all right. Look, even my hair went fucking nuts. We're fucking Jesus. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Today we're talking
Hey.
about rocks.
Yes.
Not like rock and roll or rocks like the mineral, more rock like the big bird.
Oh, okay. Quietly stashes away my rock collection.
I misunderstood what we were talking about today.
No. I'm
They're not
a
rocks, they're
scientist.
minerals.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I don't really know a lot about rocks. I know I encountered them when I was playing Out of the Abyss with Robert.
Mhm.
And I know we've seen them around. I think there was one in Strahd, wasn't it? Wasn't that the big bird?
I mean,
Yep, there was.
we've been seeing one in particular in Icewind Dale this entire time, and
But is it a rock or is it something else?
considering Andrew
It's-
has called, Mr. God has called it a rock multiple times.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I straight up said it's a rock.
Okay, whatever. The mystery's gone. All right,
I mean,
Heather, take it away. Tell us what the origin of the rock. Actually, do we want to do the monster? I forget. Do we want to do the monster manual first and then the history of it?
Let's
I
do the
thought-
history first, and then we break it down on the monster manual and see how it goes.
okay.
Let's do that
That's-
then.
that's
I'm
fine by me.
excited.
So I'm going to start with a quote for you guys about to get the essence of the rock. This is a quote from the Venetian traveler Marco Polo, because he discussed the rock in his tales. So it was for all the world like an eagle, but one indeed of enormous size, so big in fact that its quills were 12 paces long. And it is so strong that it will seize an elephant in its talons and carry him high into the air and drop him so he is smashed into pieces. Having so killed him, the bird swoops down on him and eats him at leisure.
So Marco Polo, huh?
Yeah.
Is that like the first mention of a rock ever?
No. There is some rock-like figures all the way back through like Persian mythology and pantheons, and also in some Hindu Sanskrit texts as well. But the rock as we know it in its full form is mostly attributed to like the Middle East. But it's also attributed to some sections of like tropical Africa.
Also want you guys to know that if I start smirking and like giggling, it's because every time you say the Rock,
You think of Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Dwayne
Yeah.
The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
But like a
Specifically,
griffin.
specifically his face on the body of
Yeah,
a rock.
exactly.
ROC.
I like it. I
Very
mean,
charismatic.
it works. Especially
So-
since most of them are described like eagles, and he's got the bald thing going on, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Bald eagle.
so this is Marco Polo. What's it?
Yeah, the one who invented the pool game.
Yeah. No, shut up. he made this note during what part of his travels? Like, where was he at when he observed?
This was when he was traveling past Madagascar, but also through the Mongolian Empire as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there was, we'll get to it, but there is a callback to Kublai Khan. So Genghis Khan's grandson,
Mhm.
having treasures from a rock. But so yeah, it is.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so it is attributed mostly to the Middle East, but origins do have connections to like India, Madagascar, China, ancient Persian Empire, things like that. But it was popularized in Arabic folktales, such as most famously, the Thousand and One Nights, and yes, also the Venetian traveler Marco Polo talked about them as well. So yeah, it's both like mythologized, but also has some religious connotations as well, where they've shown up in like the stories of King Solomon and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's literally just a big ass bird.
Yep. It's a big ass bird.
Well,
They're described as yeah, basically. Yep, big ass bird, done. Alright. So here's an actual proper description of them. A gigantic legendary bird of prey that resembles a massive eagle with talons large enough to snatch a fully grown elephant from the ground. When it flies, its wingspan is so expansive that it can be mistaken, that it blots out the sun and can stir up hurricane force winds with the gust coming off of it.
Oh, that's big.
It's so vast in size it can be mistaken from a distance as a mountain, which is just delightful. Yeah. The feathers are said to be as large as a raffia palm frond, which I looked this up. It is an 82-foot long palm frond.
Oh.
Just one feather, 82 feet.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I had to look. Keep going. I'm just gonna look up a rapid palm frond.
No, it's what you imagine when you see people being fanned in like ancient stories with a palm frond.
Really?
It's one of those nice, like, long, flowy ones. But
Huh.
they're huge.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And according to legend, the rock lives in the Middle Eastern Kaf Mountains, in basically an area that is supposed to be the boundary between the visible and the invisible world.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
pretty interesting how desert inspired, I guess, the rock is, and yet we've yet to see a desert adventure in D&D that has a rock.
Yeah. The closest we got was like at the end of Storm of the King of
The Storm King's Thunder.
Storm King's Thunder. Jesus, today's not my morning, guys. But there was no rock there. It was just a big ass dragon.
You know. Yeah, that was actually why I wanted to do this, was because we're dealing with a rock that is the polar opposite of every other mythology about them, which is like very much like tropical locations
Hmm.
or Middle Eastern locations. So a lot of deserts, a lot of highland, or not highlands, but like high desert, mountainous
It,
regions.
it honestly just kind of seems like Wizard of the Coast. Like, you know what this adventure needs? A really big bird.
I
let's not
open the eyes.
let's not worry about.
So what you're telling me is that this bird is just looking for a nice, warm, tropical climate.
Yeah,
Well, we're here
it
to
went
help.
to the coldest place it possibly could, and it's like, you know what? I think I got turned around.
Yeah, that's the big idiot of a bird, I guess.
I mean, hold on.
Yummy.
The Arctic is also a desert. It's just a really cold desert, but it is a desert. All right.
The spirit is there, just a little confused.
It's currently living on an island.
Oh,
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
good,
is
good
the
point there.
is the Rock Crown's mom?
We get a good look at the rock, and it's just like the same eyes.
Oh my god.
We're finding an idiot.
God.
So I did a little Google just like to see like the actual size of the rock, like not the rock Dwayne Johnson, like of a rock. And it's really cool. I found a sculpture in India called what the fuck is Jatayu?
Is it the Garuda?
I think so. It's like a big old eagle that's like upside down
Yeah.
on a mountain. Pretty freaking big. Really. I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was like an artist rendering, but it's an actual real statue. An enormous
Amazing.
stylized bird sculpture. I wonder if that's like a rock.
There's also been some descriptions where they, instead of an eagle, they've described it as actually having an elephant-like face, and then like with the trunk and everything and the tusks, and then the body of a giant bird.
Huh. I wonder what inspired it. Like what bird did somebody see and like?
So I do have a couple things about that, but do you want to hear like a couple stories about them?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
So, Ibn Battuta, a famous like North African explorer and scholar in the 1300s, was said to have seen a rock in the North China Seas, but the way that it was described was that it was a mountain hovering over the ocean. Just big rock blotting out the sun in the distance.
That's insane.
According to Marco Polo, Kublai Khan of the Mongol Empire received a rock feather as a gift, which later turned out to actually be a palm frond.
Get him.
Yeah, one of those things of like, man, I hope they got away before he figured it out.
The paint. Like he's like, wait a second.
But I did do some research that the palm frond would have come from like the tropical coastline of Africa, so probably could get away with it depending on where Kublai Khan had traveled in that area.
What was he like? Early Mongol Empire or late?
Early.
Early? Okay.
Kublai Khan was actually the grandson and like the true successor to Genghis Khan.
Oh.
So he got
So-
the whole
Oh.
the
Okay.
whole pot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know about. Anyways, but so like what?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
You didn't
So, like,
know that? No.
Yeah, come on, man. You know, you didn't brush up on your basic Mongolian empire. Like,
No. I just like their metal music.
anyways, but like, where does the rock come? Not Dwayne Johnson. Where does the rock bird
Call it a
come
rock.
from? Where does a rock come from?
So there-
And why do they call it that? Like, what does that name come from? Because to me, English language is so confusing. I hate it.
it
mean-
is like a.
I mean, you would think the last thing that can fly is something called a rock. But-
Well, it is derived from, I think, originally a Persian and then an Arabic word for like big mythological bird. But of course, we have English where rock means rock.
A rock, a stone. Yeah.
The rock.
Big fat stone.
Dwayne Johnson.
I would love there to be an adventure where someone's like, you have to go out in the desert and search for the great mythic rock, and it's like, is it a stone or is it a bird? And then it's like a stone bird. It's like, oh, they were both right. Okay.
It's a statue from the India picture.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
It's like the Shadow of the Colossus bird. Like, oh,
You know, I see, but I hate it.
we're kind of splitting the difference here.
Rather had a rock.
I found a picture of the elephant one. I sent it to you guys. I love like how early humans just love matching animals.
Because I mean, that,
Delightful, right?
dude, when you have all
Look
that
at the teeth.
when you have all that free time, you're like, you know, it'd be really cool if they put this thing that shouldn't belong on this thing.
Or you're
Or-
creeping balls on the first mushroom you've ever tried, and you're like, what is this one? Well, it didn't kill me, but oh my goodness.
I also really like mythological beings where it's like, and I mean this unironically, I really like mythological beings where it's like, let's just take a normal animal and make it colossal in size.
Yeah.
You know, like let's just make this elephant the size of a mountain, and then yeah, it just is.
like the Tarrasque. You're just like, yeah, you know, we could just have a regular hill, or it could be a giant monster trying to kill us.
Yeah, you know, like a tectonic plate size.
Like what if we had a bird, but it was like big? Now hold on, when I say big, I don't think you understand what I mean when I say big.
Look up from the distance. You see that mountain?
It's normal
That's the
method-
top of the bird.
The normal method for hunting for this bird is just picking up an elephant and smashing it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even fight it. It just picks it up and drops it like a teapot.
Well, you know, you say that, but like, have you seen an eagle like pick up like
Yeah.
animals? And like, it's impressive because like those things are twice the size of that eagle, and they're just like, "Mwah."
Yep.
So imagine how big a bird has to be to just pick up a grown elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get like the physics people. It's like, well, due to the square law, what? Shut up.
Oh, nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let me have my fun, okay? I don't care about bone density. Okay? We're talking about mythological beings. All right.
This is a bird that's just giant. Either way, so there is some theories that the Rocs, like original legend, derives from like sightings of what was literally called the elephant bird, which is now an extinct flightless bird from like I believe the Madagascar coast.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, giant flightless birds that were like 10 feet tall. Just
Oh, that looked like an ostrich.
yeah, big and dumb.
Interesting.
So what if it was just a really big ostrich?
Yeah, but but ostrich. I mean, their wings are pretty big, honestly,
Yeah.
when they're like spread out.
No, I'm saying
I get-
I'm saying like, what if these elephant birds are just bigger ostriches that, I don't know, got eaten to like extinction?
Which they did, because there was another theory that it could have been a massive eagle, which is now extinct, in the same area, who apparently was said to have like a 10-foot wingspan.
Oh man.
Oh.
So they ate a lot of these smaller flightless birds as well. So you know,
So it's a big possibility. Literally, is just like evolution taking its toll, like, and humanity witnessing that.
yeah, it could
Like,
be, or
interesting.
it could be like that theory that like Mothman's cries were a what was it, a heron?
I thought it was an owl. I thought it
Oh
was
yes,
some
the
kind of-
owl.
Yeah.
Well, let's contact our Mothman resident expert.
Yep, I got him on speed dial. It's not an owl. All right, thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Man, can you imagine the dark meat on a fucking rock? Like, holy shit. That would be-
Delicious.
That my next character wants to cook a rock.
Oh man,
That's a solid motivation.
there was a small detail about how big their eggs were, which was one of those things of when someone describes how big something is or the size of something, but they use a measurement that makes no fucking sense.
It's 12 corgis tall, yeah.
It's 148 hen eggs large.
Man, they'll do anything to avoid using
Oh,
metric
no.
system. It is approximately 72 dozen donuts tall.
Was this an American who said that?
No, this was associated with Sinbad the Sailor's tale of.
Okay.
How do they do that? Did they get one hen egg and like, all right, next one? And then they count the dashes?
I like to think that was exactly.
The story it's associated with was like a daring escape by basically Sinbad tied himself to the Roc's leg to escape from the island after he had been accidentally picked up and put into the nest.
Oh.
And I'm like, so during this great escape, you just started measuring this damn egg next to you?
Either that,
He was very familiar with the size of a hen egg, okay?
yeah, either that, or
He can look at something and tell you exactly how many hen eggs.
either that, or Sinbad's like a savant. He's like, that's 72 hen eggs big. I can tell immediately just from looking at it.
I don't know.
He knows how to count really well.
This bad boy can fit so many hen eggs.
I truly don't know if I would be like insulted or mystified if somebody was like, you weigh this many hen eggs. And I was like,
What? Thank you?
Thanks.
standard? Are we talking large or extra large hen eggs? So what's the conversion here?
Are these free range eggs?
Yeah, are they cage free? Because cage free can vary in size.
Oh my, grab a whole basket over there. I can tell you exactly how many 8 is.
Oh man, that's interesting. So, is there any like, you know, like back in the day, they're like, oh, you see this creature, that is a bad omen you're gonna get, or is there anything associated along that, or is it just a big bird that shows
No,
up?
it was just it's a large bird that is. There are some things where it was it kind of showed up at like the right time, like the eagles in Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
like it was similar situations to that, but not to save a person, but to like deliver something to them that God had set down. But past that, no. Like they don't have any special powers. They are just so big that their power alone is imposing, and that's it.
I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea that throughout time, people have just like been like, "That's a really big bird." Yep, it sure is, Frank. And then that's it. They just, like, there's no ill omens. There's nothing like, "Oh no, it's gonna be a catastrophe if we look upon the rock." Like, no, it's just like, check it out. Look how big that fucking bird is.
It's just one of those things of like, you hope you're not an elephant, and
Yeah, there you go. Are you an elephant? No, you're good.
although it did have a vengeful storyline with Sinbad, because apparently there was also a tale where Sinbad sailors had killed one of its eggs, and it
Well,
had
I
the
mean-
memory of an elephant and hunted them down.
I think that will piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, oh, I don't know if that's a superpower, but I understand the need for vengeance.
Yeah.
And
So
that-
I looked it up. People do say that the eagles in Lord of the Rings were based on rocks.
yeah, because that's what a rock is. A rock's a big eagle.
Well, you know how Tolkien is so like, no, I wasn't inspired by World War I. I wasn't inspired by this, and I'm like,
Yeah, okay, look, I respect Tolkien, like, up and down, but him saying it wasn't inspired by World War One, like, come on, dude. Me thinks he does protest too much. We're not getting lost in the weeds on Lord of the Rings. I'm just saying.
yeah,
No,
yeah, interesting.
that's actually, I actually like this. It's just a big bird. Like, it's just a really big bird, and it's just doing its own thing. And people are like, hey, don't mess with the eggs. But I mean, that's kind of, you can kind of say the same about any bird. But this one's really big, so don't mess with
Yeah, it'd be one thing to have like a little blue jay upset with you, but a rock will sink your ship.
Yeah, I mean that would be really neat, actually. But just like you're just like on a seafaring voyage, and you come across a really big egg. You're like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever. We don't know anything, and then a rock comes and just picks up the whole ship.
There is something very charming about like if it shows up, it's just so big that of course there's no like, oh no, that's a bad sign. You're like, yeah, that's a bad fucking sign. Let's not go that way. I don't want to deal with that. Like, I love the idea that it is just so vast. It's just a big no, thank you. No,
I love
really go that way.
the idea of someone being like, "Oh, why is it an omen against the gods?" Like, no, it's a big. Do you see the size?
It's one of those things of powers? No, but do you see how fucking fast it is?
It picked up an elephant.
Sometimes the curtains are just blue, Frank. Like sometimes.
It's curling 2 elephants right now and smashing them both on the ground. Like, what do you want from me here? I don't want to deal with that.
That's interesting. It's also interesting that, but yeah, it's like all desert, like, inspired animals, and somehow it's in a frozen tundra. However, you know, in Dune, there's some animals that show up. They're bird-like and they're very big. We lost Andrew. Bye, Andrew.
Oh no! The only thing I want to talk about with that is, I would love to see a rock v sandworm fight, because it's just 2 big fucking creatures.
Oh yeah.
It's just 2 big old creatures.
I mean, if you see that, that's just. Hey man, just let them fight, dude.
There's a guy at the end. It's like, is that a bad omen?
It's like, do we make an early bird gets the worm joke, or?
Ah! We literally got the worm.
Yeah, what's appropriate here? Well, who knows?
I mean, that should be a good sign. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't go out into this desert if this is a common occurrence.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's not an omen. It's just, you know, a big old fucking sign.
Yeah.
So what's the length of a rock? Is there any unit of measurement, like, at all, or is it just really big?
No, since this is a legendary creature, it's definitely just like, it's so big it blots out the sun.
It's probably something like 1,742 hen eggs long or something.
No, I want an actual number.
It's a cube. How many cubits is it?
So it's a minimum of 30 feet long and as much as 60 feet tall.
I mean, but if
60 feet long.
I mean, if
And their wingspan is 120. Interesting.
Oh, that might actually make the D&D one bigger, which is weird because normally it doesn't work out that way.
I mean, if it's supposed
No,
to have,
that's a D&D one.
if it's supposed to have like 82-foot long feathers, though, and be the size of a mountain, I feel like that's too small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I found this accurate drawing.
This accurate drawing.
What? If I look up rock measurement, is it gonna?
I just sent it to you on Facebook. So you
Oh
can...
yes. I can't wait.
Big.
So the size of a sandworm is up to 450 meters, spotted by it in the deep desert.
You think I know meters?
How big is?
That's like... Oh, I'm gonna do a very American thing. 400 meters. 1,476. That's a lot of feet.
Oh shit. Okay, so I looked it up, and based on this article that was written in 2016, it says that they are. Hold on. They're using some kind of system to determine how big a rock is versus the largest bald eagle. And it says based on this, the wingspan of a rock is 3.68 miles.
Whoa!
Yes, I love it.
And
I love it so much.
And the beak alone is 93 meters.
Oh.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
All right, we need to contact the people who do those battles on YouTube. You know, like Superman versus Vegeta or whatever, and have them do a rock versus a sandworm.
With
However,
those-
when we
those
send the email, we don't specify which rock it is. So I want to see Rock doing jumps.
I want to see if
They're gonna be like, "This is a weird request."
I want to see if a rock can defeat the rock.
You can't. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, eagles weigh 8 to 12 pounds and can carry about 3 to 4 pounds. So if an elephant weighs 5,443 kilograms, then the rock would need to be 3 times that size, or 16,329 kilograms. So that's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
Yes.
Holy crap.
I mean, again, an 82 foot long feather.
The talons,
thinking-
the talons alone would be 648 feet long. Holy shit!
82 feet, bro.
So if we had like,
big ass.
It's
we
just
have-
like a little. It's like I'm thinking about the elephant in this equation, and I'm like, it's
Yeah, it's like.
it's like those giant, oversized claw machines, but for the tiniest little toy.
yeah, and it picks up the elephant and the eyes just out for a little bit. So like if we were to do this accurately on Roll20, it's like, all right, here comes the rock, and it's literally just a big token over the entire
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, fine.
I mean, you
Yeah.
did describe like in the. I appreciate how you've been using the rock in the campaign because the mythology behind it feels like that is the most accurate way to play it. Of like, this is just a bird that is so fucking large, it will immediately strike terror into you because how?
So
is it on this-
So when I accidentally said that the wingspan covers the island, I might have been accidentally right. We're just like,
Yeah, because
oh,
we all
my
doubted
fucking
you,
God.
but
All right, I'm retracting that statement.
doubt
It's
no
not-
more.
it is now the size of the island. Or it's gargantuan, according to.
Right, but a gargantuan only means it's like 20 by 20. Like, gargantuan is like puny in comparison to the actual. So
Right.
No, this is a actual moving mountain of a bird.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure if you kill a rock, you could probably live inside it for a little bit. You know?
In the Sky Tower clan and new structure.
It was, yeah,
That would
it
be
will keep
really-
you warm for a couple days.
That would be so neat if it's just like, no, we have our village in the bones of a rock, and like because it's a bird, it would have hollow bones, so
Yeah.
there'd be
Right.
like tunnels and shit. Come on,
Man, that's
wizards!
I know. Where is the skyscraper made from the rock skeleton?
Yeah, that would be so cool. That would be
That'd be-
Those
bad.
are building materials right there.
Yeah,
There we go.
money on the table, right there. Anyways.
I want to see that future for the Goliath clans. I want like in the middle. There's just like a giant tower that is just made from the corpse of the rock.
And the rock will feed our children for ages upon ages. It's like 3 weeks later, oh, rock again.
It's just salted rock for like years.
Just big old rock omelets.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
It'll freeze. It's fine. It'll be perfect.
but it's gamey. That's the problem.
Plaster.
It's a lot of meat though.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of dark meat. That's gonna be some good. have one of those big old like drum legs on a spit. It's like the size of a map. Anyways,
Let's do that. Let's do that.
so all right, I'm making the rocket the campaign that big. All right,
I'll back you up on that one.
so is that it for the real world rock? Or...
Yeah, I mean, there's some like overlays with the Phoenix and the Thunderbird, and obviously we talked about the other one earlier, the Garuda from Hindu legends. But all of those also have like other powers attributed to them. And the Phoenix we've seen in mythology and things like that. It is not the size of a mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. But even the Thunderbird was supposed to be a vast, non-mountainous, but a vast bird. But they also had a lot of powers attributed to them. Where the rock is just...
I love I think I'm on board with Andrew on this one. The fact that it's just the bird.
I love the simplicity of it because you know we have like the Phoenix, like oh it's a firebird that like rebirths itself and blah blah blah. We have the Thunderbird that does this that. What's the rock's powers? It's really big.
It's a simple concept, but really hard to get over.
I mean, it is a mythological creature. It does have that little bypass between the visible and the invisible world.
Mm-hmm.
So it is...
Well, I do like the fact. Well, I also like the fact that you mentioned that, or we came kind of to the conclusion that like it might have just been like a real big bird that just went extinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean like imagine if like you're Marco Polo or Kublai Khan or something like that, and like most of the world has been undiscovered. and you just see a giant bird. And that really just hammer home like, wow, there is so much of the world that we do not know yet. You know?
I also I would love to think that it was just a big bird, like a large bird.
Yeah.
But then he went back home and was like, guys, it was the size of a mountain. It was huge. I had to turn away.
It was like
one elephant bird on a big rock, and you're just like, what?
It was like a really boring trip, and it's like, God, we can't go back with this kind of material. And all of a sudden they see like it's an eagle, but it's like kind of bigger than normal. And you're like, I got it.
I mean, you gotta take most historical accounts of especially legendary creatures with a great, especially like Marco Polo, who just went home with all of his tales, and there's some question of like, did he actually do all these things? Did he actually go to all of these places?
Right.
Like, are these even accurate? Hold up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's just like legends that you hear from like sailors and stuff. Like, we know sailing is super boring 90% of the time, so naturally, it's like a kraken that came out, because like, what are you gonna talk about? The time that you swabbed the poop deck for the 27th time that week?
The Rock is literally a sailor's floor as well. Like, yeah. That's exactly where they belong categorically.
It was a really big bird. Now who's gonna buy me a drink? Because...
biggest bird you ever done see.
That's like I'm pretty sure most like mythological creatures are just like born from boredom. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that like every time they saw these birds, they're just like, you know what? I am not fucking with that. There's no like accounts of what it looks like up close and personal. There's no accounts like of like we talked about with the griffins, the other creatures.
Harpies.
Like they had a very descriptive, like they had a smell. They had a smell. They had a texture to them. Like these are just this big bird.
Yeah,
and a distance.
Weirdly, like a lot of wisdom was taken in. We're just like, nah, no, we ain't gonna mess with these things.
It's like, that's an actual mountain hovering above the sea. You know what? Let's go the opposite way. Let's turn around, guys.
Just a weird amount of insight. Like, we will observe this from afar, and then we will catalog it, and then that will be it. We will
talk about.
Let's not play chance with a really big bird, guys.
No, don't fuck around. Find out. That's the lesson. Don't fuck around with big birds.
Yeah. How about the Monster Manual?
Okay, so the rock from the Monster Manual, it describes it as a really big bird. However,
check.
Yeah, it's actually described as a bird that was it was actually kind of constructed, perhaps, or perhaps it was given life to by the father of the giant gods, Anam or Anam. I don't know what's the correct pronunciation of that, in order to combat the dragons. Yeah, because the giants were warring with the dragons.
Yeah.
And then the giants war with each other because the giants just like the war.
Interesting.
Yeah. So once the Rocs secured dominance against the dragons, the giants just sort of like, all right, you're free now, and just unleashed them onto the world.
No.
The humans like, what the fuck is that?
However,
stage them for a wedding celebration, then they're like, be free.
Yeah, can we get a flyover on the Rocs? But except for the storm giants and the cloud giants, those two giants still keep the Rocs as pets, and it kind of just like beasts for like war and stuff like that.
So they're like the griffins for a giant.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I would imagine it would probably be something that, like, if there was like a chariot for a storm giant, it would be heralded by Rocs. It does describe that a rock can easily pick up an elephant. However, it also says that Rocs tend to not mess with lesser prey. So if it's anything smaller than an elephant, a rock won't mess with it unless it was attacked first. Generally because it's not worth its time.
Right.
Yeah. But it also describes that a rock can live for centuries. And I don't know if I don't know if it teases the idea that we don't know how long a rock lasts. But
Like that.
yeah, but it also says that a rock can create eggs that are taller than a human.
Yeah.
And that they do like to nest in like shipwrecks and mountains and stuff like that. It doesn't really give a specific like biome that a rock likes to nest in. It is, however, a gargantuan monster, which is the biggest class of monster. But then again, even with it being a gargantuan, it's still dwarfed by the actual mythological rock. However,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's more for mechanic purposes. Cause
Yeah, because how many
can't-
rocks can you really fit on one planet?
Yeah, but also it's also like how like if it's just like, all right, fight the map, guys.
Start stabbing the ground.
Yeah, okay,
Is that
Caligula,
it?
fight that
Yeah, I
ocean.
hope so.
I don't know. That's kind of it for rocks.
Wow,
It's just a big bird. It's just a big bird.
it's just a big bird. I mean, I guess. What's our takeaway here? Considering we're really supposed to be breaking down the difference between these two, but at the end of the day, this is a big bird.
Well, yeah, the biggest one is that. No, it's just a big bird. Even the elephant, down to the elephant and the big ass eggs.
I mean,
wow. Wizards kept it pretty accurate to the real world.
I mean, if the mythology is it's a big bird, like what? How much
Alright,
can you
couple-
zhuzh up from there?
Couple takeaways. I like the idea of sticking with the legendary style of the size.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me that adds such an because even if like they have fought a rock in the past or something, you could say like that was a baby. That's not a rock. Like
What I would probably do is that because you really are kind of messing with mechanics when you do that, where like you have like all rocks are this size. So it would probably
that's
be
the
like
ambience rock though. That's that's for the ominous factor.
exactly. So it would be like you have like your normal rocks, which are the ones you can just plop into a game, but then you have the god rock, and
Yeah.
that's someone like in the background that's just watching, like that bird from Helheim and God of War, where it's just like a really big fucking bird that is just watching us the entire time, and it
No
creeps me
idea what it
out.
was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a big bird.
It's just
But
I like the idea of like that it doesn't mess with things smaller than an elephant. So say mechanically, like you're running a campaign and now all of a sudden you guys have wagon.
Yeah.
Like-
Then it's like, oh.
Scoop that wagon
Yeah.
up.
But I mean,
Smash it to bits.
but the fact that it's unaligned. I mean, it is a monstrosity, but it is unaligned. So it's like it's not going to have an agenda. It's not like a dragon where it's like, how can I actively fuck with people today? You know.
Right.
So it's like you might be okay if you're like sailing and you see a rock, but it's like, dear God, do not mess with its nest. If you stumble upon a rock's nest, like say goodbye to that ship because that's it.
Yep.
Team Rock is
Yeah.
blasting off again.
It's like my
Literally just living his life.
dragon horde.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to flavor a dragon horde differently, make it a rock nest and make the rock now have a thirst for blood and revenge.
I mean, if I were to really, because I don't want to get into the stat blocks of a rock, because that might not be a problem for you guys in the future, or it might be.
Do it.
You know?
Yeah, no, you feel free to not disclose that information right now. We are dealing
Yeah.
with rock in our campaign. This was definitely just because I was like, this is not an ice bird. So-
I mean,
Nobody listens to us.
but I mean, like, what is it? What's it supposed to be? A big penguin? You know? Like,
No,
just-
fucking delightful, honestly.
yeah, exactly. Delightful. That's not the tone that the campaign
Okay,
said.
but it would be horrifying if it just like slid down Grimskull and across the island and plopped into the ocean and then just boom, tsunami.
know what?
And a tsunami happens every single day.
I gotta say, I'm not on board with a lot of what Oriel's doing, but that bird's fucking charming. Every time it comes by, it plays the Blizzard theme from Super Mario 64, and I just can't help but smile. know. I mean,
funny.
but I do. I mean, I kind of do like the idea. I know I'm kind of being a hypocrite, but I kind of do like the idea where it's like, you know what this campaign needs? A big bird. And like, and the one at Curse of Strahd, it was just a really big like raven, and this one is just a really big ice bird.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, big bird.
I can't wait to fight it.
But I mean, if it's comparable to a dragon in D&D mythos, I would like to put some more dragon stuff on it. Like, maybe give it like a breath weapon, kinda. Maybe. Yeah. You know, I would definitely do like launching attacks where it's like if it just hits you, just like if it hits you with like a wing, it acts like a gust of wind where you will be flying. It's like a DC 30 check because that's a big wing.
Yeah, imagine like probably be able to cast like wind or wall of wind, or anything like that. Or I like the idea of incorporating blotting out of the sun aspect, like maybe it casts darkness. If you're under the rock, it's dark.
Yeah, I like the idea of incorporating like wind themed spells.
Yeah, I think wind themed spells would be really cool. I definitely like Heather's idea where it's just like if you're under a rock, it's like complete total darkness.
You gotta turn on your lights.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's just a big bird, and I love it for that.
I was gonna say, describing all of this, I am having flashbacks to like Pokemon battles. Of like every time you saw the wind attack from a bird style Pokemon, you're like, what the fuck is this? But this I can get behind. Like,
I mean, I just like the idea that you guys are just walking across the bridge and all of a sudden, Gah! Like that's it. All right, roll for another character. And that was the last we ever saw of like Jose's character.
I mean, you also get the chance for when it drops you, because it's gonna drop you to smash you to bits, so it can eat at its own casual pace. But he doesn't like to be rushed.
Also, the idea of like, oh, it's supposed to be an eclipse today, and they look up, oh god.
or like the idea, because it says in the book, it's like you really don't get the idea of how big a rock is until it's fully upon you. Because when you look up, it just looks like a normal bird, and then it just keeps descending and descending, and the wings keep getting bigger, and you're like, oh, shit.
I can't even run.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that's
all I got.
The Rock.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Very great mythology background he has.
I mean, he's also just a really big guy. kind of appropriate.
Just a very stacked bird.
I do agree that since it's so big and mythological, bringing in some of those elements will enhance it quite a bit. Because like the stat block is not like the most impressive thing.
No,
it's not. It falls into the same problem that all giants have. Just
big bag of hit points.
Bag of hit points, yeah.
But then you can incorporate like that would probably have to be something where like you would have to think about the environment it's in. So like if you're fighting a rock in like the desert and it does like a wing attack, well now you have to deal with like heavy obscuring sands and stuff like that. Maybe even like it launches the sand at such a speed that you have to like deal slashing damage because it's just that fast, or I don't know, like
or you could be blinded.
Yeah, exactly. Like roll a Constitution save because all the sand's like it's pelting your eyes, like or
you're sailing up the coastline and a rock is like no and flaps one wing at you and you're back across the ocean.
Ah, damn it!
Just like it stirs up a storm for you, and now you have to battle the seas.
We were almost back to Ithaca! we were right there, I can see it!
Just one little flap, not even a full flap, just a...
But yeah, no, maybe even just like the presence of a rock flying by, like, because that much mass, like if a rock were to like like to coast past the ship. Like maybe have like the ship rock in the wake, you know, of the rock. Wow, I just said rock twice, but two different rocks. You know what I mean? You know, so something like that, just to kind of really nail like this is a like no. I know I said it's a big bird, but it's a big bird.
Yeah.
Big bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clever, honestly.
Ooh.
Which I think it's like when you describe it in rhyme, we're like kind of like, oh, we got it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in a very cinematic way. I would love to see like you have to sail down a river, but the river is at the bottom of a massive fjord, but the rocks can't get down to where you are, but you can see them flying overhead.
Thank God for this natural formation. Or what was where it's like we have to get to the storm giants kingdom, like, but we don't have an ability to fly. Okay, we'll sail to this location and then blow this horn, and then a rock will come and pick up the whole fucking ship. Where it's like, everybody be cool, all right? This,
Don't attack the bird.
yeah, this is the cargo rock, or sorry, the transport rock. We'll be fine.
Rock taxi.
It's
Shit.
a rock with a little like yellow light on top of it. Like, we're good. Did it start the fair?
Yeah. He has spray printed yellow and black checkers.
This is
Big
my
yellow
Uber rock.
Yeah.
Cap rock.
All
I think that's it.
right.
I think we're good.
Anything else?
Big bird.
Big
Damn
bird.
All right.
Damn
That's
bird.
it. What did we learn today, kids? Big bird and bacon.
It's a big bird.
It's a big bird.
I like the fact
Don't
that
change.
it's
It's
just
a
a
really-
big bird.
Yeah, make the best you can with it. Alter the environment. I think that's one of the biggest ones.
I mean,
you know,
there
a big
is
bird.
something very charming about a mythological creature that is just so big that is its superpower. It's fucking big.
It's big.
You
Yeah.
don't go near it. Don't talk to it. Don't mess with it. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were an adventurer and you came across a bird that landed and one of its talons was like 5 times your size, I'd be like, yeah, no, it's a god has walked among us.
Yeah.
You know?
First encounter for a level 1 adventure. It's like, you know what? I was better off as a commoner.
Sorry,
Go back to my town.
I didn't realize mountains started walking. It's let's sleep.
just like undo the scabbard. Like, I'm just gonna put this down. I'm gonna go back to being a tanner.
Yeah.
My brain can't
Hey.
comprehend it. I think I would just lay down on the ground and be like, "Yep, we're done now."
So,
There's no.
the Dark Magician GT joined us on the stream. Thank you for following us, by the way.
Thank you.
They're asking, am I late for the campaign? So,
Yes.
the campaign is actually...
Yes.
Our campaign is
early.
actually on... You're early, technically. Our campaigns are actually on Wednesdays. This is our talk show podcast.
I thought he meant to start the campaign. Like, oh yeah,
No.
dude.
Yeah,
2
no.
years.
So, please, I know it's Sunday. I mean, we record our podcast on Sundays live. So thank you for joining us. But if you want to see us play our campaign, happens on Wednesdays at 6:30. So make sure to join us then for some shenanigans and see us die to the wingspans of a rock.
As the rock gives you the people's elbow with its huge.
God, does it even need you?
No.
The Dark Magician, no, sadly it's not joinable. In a sense, because we've been 78 sessions in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh well.
You want to get into D&D? Well, if you want to do it online, I recommend Roll20. They have a kind of like find a party system that you can just kind of jump on somebody else's game, or join the D&D community on Reddit because they're always posting looking for group there. Yeah, we have been playing this for 3 years. This
Oh
one
my
campaign.
God, is it 3 years now?
It's about to be 3 years.
I think this year will be about 3 years. I think so. Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Can you say you enter the cave and find a zombie goblin and then the slave goblin that follows you around? No, we've done that before.
Oh, Beto?
Vito, yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, no, we already have a full table. It was like 7 of us or 6 of us. Sorry.
Yeah, and I can't take any more bullshit. I mean,
This dude has broken down a few times. We've
All
truck
right. Well,
starting.
thank you everyone who joined us. Thank you, Dark Magician. Please make sure to see us on Wednesday so you can watch our shenanigans. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed our episode today and learned a little bit about the rock, the creature, not the wrestler, and how that it's just a big bird who is, you know, living its life, and it just happens to be really big and destroy things. You know, you don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
But with that, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and week, and we'll be seeing you in about 4 days on a Wednesday. All right, you guys, as always, keep on gaming. Bye.
Bye.
goodbye.
I was gonna ask if we had any session highlights, but I guess
Can I
not.
at least your game avatars? The game. So yes, you can see the avatars. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can see all of our archive episodes for Ram of the Frost Maiden.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop that recording. Oh god, mine's slowing down. Let's see. I won't stop the live. Oh god. Where is my Streamlabs? There it is. No, like the audio recording. We're still we're still here. No, can I see your session highlights? Session highlights again. It's an archive on YouTube. We have all those there.
I was gonna say, do we have
Yeah.
any session highlights for this week?
I guess not.
So we're not we're not recording anymore. Just stop the actual episode recording. No, so Andrew and I started talking about like it has to be like a pretty big highlight for us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like something. I don't think anything happened. We should probably talk about it before we start recording the episode, so we have something to talk about.
We are kind of going to a new format, so we're obviously going to have to hammer out a lot of the kinks. But I mean, I already explained it, but essentially, like, we're only doing session highlights if it's something that's like really magnificent or something that like had a huge pop off happen.
We made contact almost with Oral. We saw them,
Oh, yeah, that was a pretty
and
big
that
one.
was upsetting.
There was that,
And we fought an ice giant, a
and then
frost giant.
and then Octavia had to kill some old people. That was pretty bad.
Hey, man. That was traumatic for my character, okay?
That was really.
I made D&D content like graphics. Would you like to implement some for your game? No, actually, we're all artists here, and we're very lazy, and we make our own stuff eventually. But thank you for offering, though.
We're lazy.
But,
Yeah.
Busy.
All right.
okie dokie.
It's free. Oh, no, it's okay. I like to pay for art because I like people to pay me for my art, so I don't do it. I don't get it for free. But
No, not bad.
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna end the episode. Okay. Bye, Dark Magician.
Bye.
GT.